What happens when one of Hollywood's most revered actors sits down with late-night TV's most provocative host only to realize he's been lured into an ambush? The tension at HBO Studios in Studios City was palpable as Robert Dairo entered the building, fresh off the press tour for his latest film. He expected another routine promotional appearance. What awaited him on Real Time with Bill Maher was anything but. From the moment Dairo entered the green room, something felt off. "Bobby, great to have you here," Maher greeted, his signature smirk already suggesting mischief. "Looking forward to our chat tonight." Dairo, ever reserved, offered only a nod. He dealt with prickly interviewers before. He could handle curveballs, or so he thought. As the theme music rolled and the lights came up, Maher took his place behind the desk. "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the incomparable Robert Dairo," he announced. The audience roared. Dairo walked out, calm, polite, his face the picture of quiet intensity. Then came the first question. "So tell me, Bob," Maher leaned in, smug, "how does it feel to be Hollywood royalty in an industry that's completely lost its way?" It wasn't the softball opener Dairo expected. "Well, Bill," Dairo replied coolly, "the industry's evolved. Like anything else, there are challenges, but there's still incredible talent out there." Maher's eyes gleamed. "Evolved? Is that what we're calling it? Because from where I sit, it looks like a complete collapse of artistic integrity." "But you'd know all about that, wouldn't you?" The audience hushed. Dairo's jaw tightened. "I'm not sure what you're getting at, Bill," he said, his voice low but edged. "Oh, come on, Bob. Let's not pretend," Maher pressed. "We both know why you're really here. It's not about the movie. It's damage control, isn't it?" Dairo leaned in, intensity rising. "Damage control for what, exactly?" Maher pounced. "Let's start with your recent comments about method acting. Pretty rich, coming from a guy who built a career pretending to be tough guys when everyone in Hollywood knows the truth." It was a calculated jab. Dairo's eyes flashed. "The truth?" he said, voice now a whisper, deadly calm. "And what truth would that be, Bill?" "Oh, the usual," Maher said casually. "The gap between image and reality. The tough guy persona versus the man behind the curtain." The studio was silent now. This wasn't an interview, it was a duel. Dairo sat back. Then, with terrifying calm, he smiled. "You're right about one thing, Bill. There is a difference between image and reality. The difference is, some of us earned our reputations." It landed like a punch. Maher flinched but pushed forward. "And from someone who's coasted on work he did in the A70s and A80s. Tell me, Bob, when was the last time you actually challenged yourself instead of just collecting a paycheck?" Dairo's knuckles turned white on the armrest. Then came his reply, measured, devastating. "Challenge? You want to talk about challenge? Try learning the saxophone for 6 months for New York, New York. Try gaining 60 pounds for Raging Bull. Try working with Stanislavski's students to understand the method." Maher tried to cut in. Dairo raised a hand, a commanding silence like a general on set. "But you wouldn't know about that kind of dedication, would you, Bill? Your idea of challenge is sitting behind a desk and taking cheap shots at people who've actually risked something." "Still," Maher pushed, "spare me the method acting lecture. Everyone knows that's just code for being a nightmare to work with. How many directors have you terrorized with your A preparation? How many co-stars have you driven up the wall because you couldn't separate Dairo from Travis Bickle?" It was an insult that crossed a linear and Dairo's face showed it. "Terrorized?" Dairo growled. "Is that what you call working with Scorsese 8 times? Or being cast by Coppola in The Godfather Part 2? Francis didn't hire me because I was easy, Bill. He hired me because I could deliver." "And what about the stories we don't hear?" Maher snapped. "The tantrums? The ego?" Dairo turned the tables. "You want to talk about tantrums? Let's talk about how you got this interview. About the calls your people made here promising this would be a respectful conversation about my career, not an ambush." Now it was Maher who looked uneasy. The audience shifted in their seats, sensing a shift in power. "I don't know what you're implying," Maher began. "I'm not implying, Dairo interrupted. I'm telling you, your producers promised a career retrospective. They lied. Ma stammered. Sometimes good TV means asking hard questions. Dairo laughed bitterly. Hard questions? You mean cheap shots? This isn't journalism, Bill. It's character assassination dressed up as entertainment. Ma snapped, his mask slipping. Character assassination? That's richer coming from a guy who's made a career out of playing criminals. How much of the darkness is acting, Bob? And how much is you? You could have heard a pin drop. Dairo stared at him, eyes hard as stone. When I play a tough guy, Bill, it's called acting. When you ambush guests, it's called being a coward. Ma tried to laugh it off. It's not personal. Not personal? Dairo's voice finally rose. You accused me of being a real-life criminal. You questioned my craft, my professionalism, my integrity. And you did it under false pretenses. That's as personal as it gets. Ma tried to salvage it. I'm just asking what the audience wants, sir. No, Dairo said, voice calm again, but lethal. You're asking what you think will get you trending tomorrow. Ma was unraveling, voice cracking. You think just because you played tough guys 40 years ago you're untouchable? Dairo leaned back, smiling coldly. If I wanted to intimidate you, Billy, you'd know what I'm doing now. It's worse. I'm exposing you. Ma lunged with a final insult. You're a has-been. Everyone knows your best work's behind you. Dairo laughed, a deep, genuine laugh. Maybe it is, but at least I have a best work. 2 Oscars, 7 nominations, directors like Scorsese and Coppola. My work will be studied. Yours? Forgotten before your body's cold. Ma was speechless, the audience frozen. Dairo stood. You're right about one thing, Bill. My best work might be behind me, but at least I created something that mattered. Ma rose, panicked. Don't you dare walk out or we live. Dairo turned back, his final words sharp as glass. Watch me. Big mistake. Ma shouted. This is going to make you look terrible. Dairo didn't even turn around. In 30 years, I've never walked off a set. But I'd rather be remembered as the guy who walked away from a fraud than the one who pretended this was journalism. As Dairo's footsteps echoed down the hall, Ma stood near, flushed, trembling, shattered. And everyone watching knew exactly what they had just witnessed. Not an interview gone wrong. A reckoning.